Oh my God, we're live.
Wow. Happy Thirsty Thursday, everyone.
Happy New Year to those we haven't talked to since our last live stream. And hope everyone had a great holiday or holidays, depending on what your background is.
Yeah. I mean, either way, it's multiple holidays,
Yeah.
you know?
I have a friend who has like a multi faith family, so they celebrate everything.
Oh
I was
my
like,
gosh.
that's a little unfair.
Do you get presents for every single one of them too?
Depends on the rest of the family.
Yeah, that's true. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
Ugh.
So we unfortunately misplaced the flash drive with our intro video.
Oops.
So we'll start using that again soon. In the meantime, we need to do a little bit of digital organizing because we have things in like 4 different places.
Yeah. I think it's actually in my jacket pocket.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Sorry.
I remember when I asked if you knew where it was like 2 months ago, and you're like, you have it. And I was like, I don't.
That's not true. You gave it to me so I could get the tater stickers, which was not 2 months ago.
Facts.
Blaming me for everything.
Well, every time I give you a flash drive, I don't expect to get it back.
I'm good at returning tech.
I'm also good at misplacing it, but it's fine.
Oh, yada yada.
All right, I see we have a couple people in the chat already. We got Nick Lapie. What's up, dude?
Hi, Nick.
We got James Avila. James,
Hey, James.
you've been going back and watching our whole catalog of videos. I thank you so much for that, and I'm also so very sorry.
I know you have to listen to us constantly. That sounds awful.
I was gonna say because of the like rapid transitions in quality
Yeah,
over a
that's
period
true.
of time. We've definitely gotten better, but there are some that like back in the day, I look at them now and it seemed like a good idea, but with the knowledge that I have with my current style of editing, I just kind of roll my eyes and go, "What was I doing?"
Like,
I
I
feel,
like art.
I feel like it's the same like when you go through your old photos, or like if Facebook's like, "Hey, here's a milestone. This is you like a decade ago." You're just like, "Ugh."
Like, why was I wearing that?
Yeah.
Why did I have that haircut?
Who is the swamp creature that Facebook's showing me? We also got Kanish. What's up? We got
Goodness.
James Cole.
Hi, James.
We got our good buddy Wesley.
Wesley.
Like clockwork. What's up, man? Got to pour the Casey Jones right now. Hell yeah.
Nice.
That's amazing. We got Chris Barlow. We got our guy Kevin. I'm up late with a new puppy. Same.
Been
not,
there.
Not as late anymore, thank God. But it used to be like mandatory 5 a.m. bedtimes for me to make sure that we buffered enough time between both of our schedules, and it was not fun.
Yeah.
What,
he just got neutered and he looked really sad.
The government took my boy's bits away.
Yeah.
Also, let us know what type of puppy you have and how old they are. Just cracked a Redwood Empire haystack.
Nice.
Jealous. What up? Was that Milwaukee? Milwaukee. All right, I see you. I like it.
Hi, Veronica.
Hello. Think of it as how much you've grown in 10 years. It'll be rich. Yeah,
True.
You're not wrong.
And we'll look at all the bottles that we bought at this time. We're like, oh my God, I can't find that anywhere.
And the oversaturation of colors and the overhead lighting that was a single source that was just god awful. We really appreciate everyone that's stuck with us through all this time.
I know. So many double chins the whole time.
Oh boy. We got Tim Evans digging the new versions. I mean, we switched to them for a reason. They just look a little better. We got MD Kinney VIP. What's up? We got Steven Tripp. We got Ryan
Daly?
Ryan Daly did?
Daly did?
We got Ryan. We got a bottle of Old Fitz bottled in bond and Doe the Joke. That's a pretty good deal.
It is a good deal.
What else we got? Yeah, let us know what you're drinking. Really enjoyed Casey Jones at KBF. I mean, we did too. We
awesome.
We enjoy them all the time, but especially at KBF. We had a great time with Cody, who is going to be our guest host today.
He was gracious enough to join us and talk about the background of Casey Jones and what's to come.
Yeah, and he was also the main point of contact and person running the single barrel experience that we had. So we figured he'd be a great resource to have on here, since our Casey Jones pick has been more popular than we ever could have thought.
I'm super happy. That was our first pick during like our
3-day excursion
3-day
/ self-imposed torture
with a new puppy too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was such a fun time. We were all very dehydrated afterwards.
Yeah, and sleep deprived. We'll tell you more about that in a minute. But we also got our good buddy Drew. What's up?
Hey, Drew.
We got Tim Copland. Welcome in. Back to baby duties. Ash's 9-week-old silver English lab.
Oh, cute.
Ezra cash strength. We got Poss. What's up, dude? Obviously going to crack open the Casey Jones, but should I crack open the SA Blue Corn as a warm-up? Yeah, I would say. Because here's the thing. The Casey Jones is deceptive. It doesn't taste 125 proof.
That's true.
But you definitely want to warm up your palate at least a little bit. Otherwise, it might just completely overpower the Still Austin if you drink it a little bit later. Hope a backup is still available. You better go find out soon. It's running very, very
I know,
low.
especially after this video.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised.
The number of comments that I saw from people after the Royal video where they're like, I just went to go and pick it up. It's great. It was like, all right, cool. It was like, how many are left? And nobody would answer my comment. I'm like, oh, I need to know.
They're like, I don't know. Am I in charge of stock there?
There's only so many times a week I can call the store before they're going to be like, all right,
stop
it. Sipping on fresh crack of the Blue Note. That's a good pick.
That is a good
pick. The
Azteca
pick is very good. We unfortunately didn't have any part in it, and we're kind of jealous about it. Eagle Rick 10. We got Mauricio. What's up, dude? We got our good buddy Stock Sucks.
Hello.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
I'm very jealous.
I love Evernorth. Blue Corn is awesome, but Tanger is better. Fully agree. Well,
it depends.
Yeah, depends
on your mood.
I think I'm starting to lean more towards Team 2024 Tanager.
We need to revisit it because we did it, like we tried a tiny bit of it on its own, but we didn't really try it by itself.
Okay, fine. We'll drink good whiskey, but not on this live stream.
Yeah, only bad whiskey. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
You take that back. Was in Oakbrook for work and could not find a Casey Jones. I mean, there's very limited distribution. When Cody comes on, he could tell us more a little bit about their markets, because that's going to be one of the questions that we have. It seems to only be like pretty far north of Chicago, like Aurora and Melrose Park seem to be like the outer extremities of where you can find it close to Chicago. And then it seems like it's mostly Wisconsin. But again, Cody will let us know more when he comes on in about 22 minutes.
22.
Barrel number 2. It's always going to be on the docket. Always going to be on the docket. And if Casey Jones and Cody are nice enough to part with another baller barrel, you better believe we're getting barrel number 2.
I know. It was so hard to pick between the two that we had at the end, but we just picked a good one.
Yeah. So just covered this one, I think. They also do direct to consumer for some things. So we'll have all the information for that a little bit later. I'm going to save the Blue Corn for tomorrow night. I'm going to warm up with the High West Bottled and Bond. There you go. Kanish, thank you so much for the super chat here. Cigar Badge 2 bottle. I'm working on it. I'll see if I can get it. It's a banger.
It's such a good one.
Really, really good. No Casey Jones in Ohio. Yeah, I mean, Ohio's such a tough market because everything has to essentially go through the state. But hopefully, eventually.
Yeah, go to Kentucky and stock up. Yeah, it's worth it.
Or Wisconsin if you find yourself going up north more. And then, of course, you can always just bug your state until they start carrying it. Just petition like 90 of your friends, or like interconnected circle of a total of 90 people to just like all spam the state's inbox. That'll get some movement. 90th at Joe's in Romeoville. Excited to try it. You know, we still need to crack ours.
That's true.
We might. Maybe we'll end the night with it.
That'll be a good one.
Next pour is Detling Pewter Top. Ooh, tasty. What up, Seth? Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Rye.
Oh, we have big news.
We do have big news.
Do you want to tell it?
Yeah. Thanks to our buddy here, Seth. We are now officially Jack Daniel's Squires. As of today, he was nice enough to use his nominations for us. And we are now officially in the Jack Daniel's Squire Association, Community, Guild,
I think
Cabal.
it's an association. We also get 1 inch of the Jack Daniel's land.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is if we get like 7,000 people together, we can own like a portion of Jack Daniel's?
Yeah.
All right, I'm in.
You and I have 2 inches.
And we make a micro distillery. And just go, no. This is my land. I can use the water here. Bring Casey Jones to Florida. We might be able to get direct to consumer. We'll find out. Jepson single barrels anywhere? Not at the moment. I mean, we'll always be interested in doing another one.
Yeah.
Our Luden's Wild Cherry birthday cake was very popular. Surprisingly, almost doesn't hold a candle to this Casey Jones release. And that was our most well reviewed. I think we had somebody say it tasted like a bad year of Stag or like GTS.
GTS.
And I was like, all right, I'll take it.
Even a bad year of Stag, you're like, yeah, it's GTS.
We got our good buddy Max
Max.
here. What's up, dude? Always happy to see you in the chat. Thanks for getting a word out about Dragon's Milk in New Holland. Awesome juice. Couldn't agree more.
Nice.
More people need to talk about it. What else we got? Does that mean you guys can do Jack Daniel's picks? I mean, that was never off the table. The problem is it's just a very dedicated trip to get there. Not only is the drive pretty long, but like any surrounding town that's like affordable to stay in, especially having 2 dogs that we'll have to bring with us, is at least like a 45-minute drive away. So it's
last time we stayed at Nashville and we had to pay like a steep cleaning bill.
Yeah.
Because of our corgi.
And now Max can blame us anytime he doesn't get allocated. Yeah.
We're in charge.
Yeah. We control the allocation and we're going to reverse the funnel. It's all coming to us now.
And then we distribute it.
Aha, Seth, we tricked you. Made it from Florida. What's up, Chad? Paul John Special Reserve. I don't know if I've had the Special Reserve, but we have tried Paul John, and it's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, we tried it at B Liquors recently. Is that right?
Yes.
And it was really good.
I've also tried the Ryan's discount liquor.
Oh.
I tried it when I went up there with Tony when you were sick, I think.
No, working.
What's the difference?
I wasn't allowed to the boys hunting.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yes.
Is that we both said no.
Tony was like,
even though you heard what she just said. Have we had the Tanyard Rye? Yes.
Yes. We have a sample here.
I like it. I don't like it as much as some of the store picks that we've had. I feel like
we've had some really good store picks.
I feel like just as a base for a comparison, the Ira's Tanyard Hill was like a touch better than this one. But
the Ira's, I mean, that one just kind of blew us away.
Yeah, straight out of Tanyard.
That one's so good. Yeah, we've had some amazing ones. I thought Tanyard Hill was fine.
So, Kanish, we do have a standing offer for both a tour and a barrel pick session with Driftless Glen. We just haven't been able to really lock down a time. And I mean, we picked 7 barrels last year, and we appreciate all of you sticking with us, even though they came out within weeks of each other, which I did not want to happen. But here we are. And I thank you all for, pushing through wallet fatigue in the holiday season. We really, really felt the love with all the picks that everyone picked up. So really, really appreciate it. Going forward, big chunks of time in between releases and barrel picks.
I'm going to do it Bruzel style. Just dump them all at once.
Boy.
Pick what you want.
Yeah, I dropped 6 different single barrels. You can pick whichever ones you want. And then everyone has FOMO.
Yeah, they're like, I wanted the Detling. And you're like, look, well, too bad.
Larrikin is another brand that we're absolutely working with. We, again, have a bit of a standing offer. We have a few that we just need to cash in. But again, slowly but surely, we'll kind of like expand what we have. And this shelf behind us is all of our single barrels. Eventually, we want this to be too full to the point where we're like, all right, we need to slow it down. But we're always going to go after brands that we think are cool, noteworthy, different, and like iconic. So eventually, all the names that we see mentioned here are going to be on our list. How do I get the Casey Jones? There's information for the website. I think we have it on the video description for maybe Royal.
I don't think I have a wrench, but if one of our
yeah, can one of our mods drop it in the chat? Wesley or Chad or Kevin, can you guys drop the link to either Royal or La Azteca in here? Probably Royal. They have more right now.
Yeah, I don't know if it ships to all states, but it does ship to like a good majority.
Yeah. I had a bundle with Stag for 160.
Nice.
You know, by Zone at the time, was wondering what Paul John was. It's definitely different than your run-of-the-mill Scotch. I would say to call it that is just a tiny bit of a disservice to it. It definitely has a little bit more bourbon-friendly kind of characteristics because of the significantly different climate. I think that the fluctuation between hot and cold is a little bit more pronounced with Indian single malts. But for that reason, I think it ends up being a little bit more bourbon-friendly because you don't have as much of a disparity between like cold nights in Scotland and like hot days in. You know what? I'm going to punt that. I don't think I'm making the point that I thought I was going to make. Pass.
I don't know if I could be wrong, but I don't know if it's actually distilled in India.
I believe it is, but it's distributed by Sazerac.
Okay.
I'm just going to leave this little breadcrumb here. I'm not going to say anything. And then now we're going on to the next topic here. Max, we have said nothing. Just in case. Red Castle pick has to be at the top. You know, we again have a standing offer, but because of distribution for how Barrel House handles everything and only having distribution in the state of Kentucky, we wouldn't be able to ship it anywhere. We are looking at the possibility of actually just absorbing the barrel and putting it into our bottle shop. We don't know if we can do that, but once we have more information, you better believe we're going to let everyone know.
Oh, yeah. If we get anything Barrel House, we will let you know.
Yeah. High Rise, very good. Yep. Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel strength. Does not had to get one. I think we missed the boat on this one. We tried it last year and we thought it was pretty good, but it had too much savory like smoke on it coming from the toasting. It tasted like bacon to me. Remember?
I don't remember last year's. We tried a lot of stuff last year.
We tried it at a bottle share at Jean's.
Oh, okay. I don't really remember it, so I can't say anything.
Okay. We got Night Method in here. What else we got? Royal had 4 cases left. Ooh, they're starting to get down to the wire.
Yeah.
They started with 8. There it is. There's the link. I should have picked them up for that price. Yeah, I mean they're pretty damn good. While I run 7 years is a sleeper for sure, absolutely. And then I don't think we're interested in doing either of those. There's some NDPs that we really like and some that we just really don't like. I haven't had a single Augusta Buckner's that's made me feel like it justified the price point.
The price is a little high for me.
Yeah, and every time I try it, it's always somebody else cracking it open. I'm always like, oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. And then like to each other, we're like, we're not buying this. This isn't for us.
Yeah. And then River Roots. I really like Michael Simon as a chef. I don't know how I feel about him as a whiskey connoisseur.
Oh boy. This is not the first and presumably last time I'm going to hear this. The Patton Oswalt comment. I remind them of Patton Oswalt. Yeah. The first time I heard it, I was like, I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. And they're like, no, it's like your energy and like your cadence, the way you deliver jokes. And I was like, I tell jokes. I
don't really see it, but you're not funny at all. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, because she's also not funny. Goats Mules takes a trip to Barrel House, fills the CRV. Yeah, I mean, you can make it happen. If you want to load an entire barrel's worth of product in your truck. I just picked up a Stag 24D for $90. A little overpaid, but like
it's a good one.
Market average, depending on the batch, is like between 120 and like 160-ish. Could be a little bit higher. I might be under quoting it, but that's still pretty good. Most places have it behind like $150 price tag, or I mean like a bundle or a raffle or something. So Thoughts on barrel proof rye from Elijah Craig? It's good. It's solid. I want a little more proof, honestly, but overall, it's solid.
Wasn't it like
107, I think.
Yeah, it's a little low.
Yeah.
But we're kind of proof hounds at this point.
Yeah, definitely proof hounds or proof whores even. Sip of Xmas, Casey Jones cinnamon cut whiskey. That one is really good.
Ooh.
We don't like a lot of cinnamon flavored things just because I don't want other things mingling in the whiskey. But this was one of the first pours that we started with when we went to go down to Casey Jones. And we were
really good.
Really, really impressed with it. It's honestly a banger. S Royal, I mean, look, they sometimes listen to us, which is ironic because all of our picks are coming out of there. But the last time we made a suggestion, they said no and then reversed it like 2 days later and didn't even tell us. So you guys just bombard them.
Yeah, you guys send them emails.
Email them, call them, ask to speak to the owner. Please don't do that. Please don't do that last part. Central Standard Cabin Strength. We actually, again, have a standing offer to go and do that.
I would definitely do that.
Yeah, we have a store that we worked with in Wisconsin that said that they have a pick coming up for them. And as soon as it's available, we're getting an invite. So
I forgot about that.
Steel Vault.
So excited.
Seems like it's going to be a great year, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, I mean, if all things go well, then absolutely. On the chew tip, I'm getting so much more on the palate. It's like I was doing it wrong for the last few years. See, people keep on let me rephrase this. As long as you keep trying different things with stuff that you're drinking, the wall or the ceiling for like how much progression you have on your palate just starts to slowly go away, or it starts to get like a little bit higher and higher or further away. So like I've been teaching some of my coworkers, because for those that haven't heard this before, I do whiskey talks at my job because I'm in hospitality. And I get to teach the staff that's largely uninformed about the nuance of whiskey, about different things that you could do. And I taught them to do the chew this week, and they're like, "Oh my God, that tastes so much different now." And I'm like, "Yeah, because you're activating every part of your palate, you're aerating it. Like, don't do it with high proof."
Yeah,
trust me.
Yeah, don't start with high proof. Maybe towards the end of the night.
Yeah,
but like, even if you want to start like understanding like shelfers and things like that, just like pour some David Nicholson and just like see what happens as you chew it longer.
Or if there's something that you don't get a lot of flavor on, period, give it a chew and you'll see how much it opens up.
Yeah.
And then thoughts on the new 90th anniversary. We have the box right off camera.
I think
it's literally right over there.
I think we're gonna end the night with that one.
Yeah. What Wisconsin store? I think that was Liquor Locker.
Or
no, not Liquor Locker. That was the place that didn't want to let us film.
Yeah. Fuck that place. No, I'm just kidding. Go there. I don't know.
There's like 800 Liquor Lockers, so you can never know which one. You'll never know which one we're talking trash about.
I'll post it later in our Discord. Right now I can't remember.
Yeah.
Stock Sucks might know.
I'm gonna skip that one. Have you cracked it open? Just answered that question. Have you tried Sazerac Full Proof? Yes, it is delicious. It is good value. It is a little on the sweet side, which I'm
in
not.
Like floral.
Yeah, sweet and floral. It's kind of like if you made elderflower candies a thing.
Oh, I'm into that.
Yeah, which I don't mind. I just got to be in the mood for it, and I'm not always in the mood.
I think it would make a mean Manhattan, just like insanely delicious. But I don't know if I would go back and just drink it straight.
Yeah. It would be good in like a Manhattan or something like that. You've been to Rochelle and you've been to Rockton. Have you thought about coming over here to Rockford? Woodman's over here has some great prices. From what I understand, the Rockford Woodman's plays a lot of games with how they do releases. So every time we go there, everything's basically picked over.
And we're not good at waking up early.
Yeah, well, they always do it on days when we're both working.
That's true.
And she works from home and I work nights, so like it's weird timing. If they're like, "Oh yeah, they dropped it at noon," I'm like, I don't have enough time to get back and get ready for work. Not to mention,
get there in time.
Yeah, and the dog.
Yeah.
We switch off responsibility throughout the day. Always great content. We had some of those Aurora finds in Sarasota. Go Bills. The Royal Food and Liquors has a lot of good deals. a lot of people will talk trash about like the back counter. It's the same game everywhere else. But funny enough, once I said that, people stopped complaining about it. They didn't do it in the last video. And I was like, haha, I've disarmed you.
I got ahead of it.
It's like, if all you do is complain, you're completely missing the point of the variety on the back wall.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of good stuff to find.
I mean, even there's like some good stuff at like MSRP, like all the Penelope LEs
Like
are,
the Valencia and the Tokai and everything.
yeah. And even like the Mictors are like maybe like $40 over MSRP compared to like other places that we've walked into, and it's like 3 times.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We got Farrell in the chat here. What up? I would agree with that. They are too expensive for the distillate that you get. Old Forester single barrel 131.9. Got Snickers
Ooh.
notes. Hell yeah. I
Love
love
that.
Snickers notes. What else we got? Okay. Uncle Tim, you're just in time. There we go. This is the one. Liquor Outlet.
Liquor Outlet. Thank you.
That's the one.
Too many similar names. It's like bourbon channels where I'm just like, bourbon friends with bourbon. Which one am I watching? Yeah.
American Light Whiskey, so good. We do have a Benny's pick that is lights out good. I think it was the first time on like a single sip before I even had the chance to swallow it.
It's so
It was
good.
still in my mouth, and I was like, "Holy shit!" It was a great day for me.
We don't swear on this channel, Chris. Oh,
Let me know when you're doing it. I'll meet you all there. All right, say less.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted.
Yeah. Barrel pick with Central Standard would be great. Push hard for the cabin strength.
The
It's cabin strength,
so
or we
good.
walk away.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Needs a little something. Yeah, neat. It's a little desired for me. Like, it has to be the right moment where I'm really feeling that like candied floral flavor. But overall, yeah, it's a solid pour. There are several liquor lockers. We found like 3 in the state of Illinois. We've seen one in Michigan, and we saw another one up in Wisconsin. Not even looking for them, just passing by. And we're like, oh, that's funny. They have one here too. So I guess every state has a liquor locker, and hopefully every state won't deny us filming there. They were like, no, we don't want you to film. It's like, why? You guys afraid of money?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I always wonder, but I'm sure it could be other reasons. I'm not going to say why.
Oh boy. No Bobbert Stater sticker. No Bobbert Stater sticker.
Why?
Not right now.
The people want it. Hashtag Bobberts.
Big fan of this or that short you did. Do
Thank
more,
you.
please.
We will.
Okay, so we are just a couple of minutes away from bringing on our buddy Cody here. Before we kick things off, we have a special surprise, and that is a giveaway.
Yay!
So if you put bootlegger with a hashtag in all caps, we are doing a chance to get a Casey Jones flight giveaway. So if you can't get Casey Jones in your market and you've been curious, especially after hearing us talk endlessly about how great our pick was,
and in general, how much we love them too.
Yeah, you will get a chance to try it for yourself. So that is bootlegger, all caps, just like, oh, not like that one. You got to remove the backslash. Just like this, bootlegger with a hashtag. I'm going to make sure it's populating this time. There we go. I
might have to do it again towards the end.
It'll be fine for now. It's already populating in the background.
Also, Nick said he's going to make Bobbert shirts, so we don't even have to make them.
I'll have my IP people reach out to you. If you see a cease and desist, it's not for me. Don't worry.
And Stock Sucks wants it. Come on.
All right. Wow, we got a lot of people interested in this one.
I mean, it's going to be a good giveaway.
Yeah. All right. So we are just about 30 seconds out for bringing our buddy Cody on. Let's queue up some glasses.
I think we should start with.
Let's queue up some glasses. This one?
Yeah.
I was already ahead of you.
Okay.
So we are going to be
sass today.
We are going to be starting with the barrel cut corn and cane. So this is exactly as it sounds like. This is a corn and sugarcane distillate from my understanding, there's like only one other brand that's doing this right now.
And it's not as good.
Well, we haven't tried it yet.
I'm just
Oh,
Even if
and
it
I'm the
is.
one in the mood today. Anyways, so we have a warm up pour here, and we are going to bring in our special guest. We got Cody coming to the stage.
Hey, Cody.
Hey there.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, I know. How's the audio?
Audio sounded pretty good. Let's see if I can maybe boost your audio here a little bit. Can you give me a
Sure.
something?
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
I think it sounds good. Chat, let us know if everything sounded nice and crispy. Otherwise, I can try to mess around with some of the settings here. Oh boy, pop, lock, and popper. So, Cody, for context here, somebody had the screen name of Bobbert in one of our chats, and then our chat, including Kat, ran away with it. And now Bobbert is our assumed nickname for our fans.
It's so good.
I don't think so, but that's fine.
I love it. Bobbert.
See? Even Cody likes it.
All right, everyone's saying it sounds good. Ooh, we got people joining from everywhere.
Nice.
So I don't know how much you saw in the chat here while we had you backstage, but there's a lot of outcry for Casey Jones to be in states that aren't currently getting it. I think I saw Florida. I think I saw Ohio,
Las Vegas.
So like
Oregon.
Yeah, we've gotten some stuff to people that have a hard time getting it, and all the feedback that we've heard so far, specifically from our pick, has been overwhelmingly positive. And we'd love to hear more about it a little bit later. I'm going to queue up some questions that I have for you, but we want to see if there's any plans in the near future. Actually, can you find the questions? I have to multitask.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm getting a little derailed here. First of all, and most importantly, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's always an interesting time in the industry, particularly with being so tourism heavy. Really, the bulk of our business comes towards the end of summer. And then we switch into full retail mode, obviously with Christmas sales, Black Friday, etc. We kind of end the year with a New Year's bash, and then January just crickets. Everything stops. We start doing our planning. We're thinking about what we're doing for 2026, releases, etc. And it's just this interesting sort of like quiet period before all the rush of activity again.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel that sentiment as well. I mean, I'm in essentially the front end of what you guys do in hospitality. Yeah. So to see it go from like, and maybe this is a poor comparison, but it's the only thing I can relate to. It's the equivalency of like before the holiday season, you're in boot camp, and then the holiday season comes up, and then you're getting deployed, and then like the holidays actually hit, and then you're like in the trenches, you're like seeing the shit, the stuff's whizzing by you, and you're like, oh my God, this is nuts. And then you get out of it, and then they're like, what now? They're like, oh, now you can just like relax. And you're like,
flashbang's still ringing in your ear, and you're like, what am I doing?
You're just like, what? Everybody should get out. Yeah, so that's kind of how I've been describing it to my coworkers, and they're like, no, that's 100% accurate. Like now you just don't know what to do with yourself. I guess you just prepare for the next time you do it.
Yeah. What did we learn this time?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I hope that we contribute to an extra busy season for you next time around, because like I said, the overwhelming response that we've been getting on the barrel pick has just been completely unexpected for us. Like I'm sure you know more than anyone else, sometimes getting people to bite on brands that aren't like the big, like, let's say like the top 7 brands is sometimes so hard, because they're like, why would I do this when I can find that thing anywhere else? And, we knew that we were taking a little bit of a gamble going for a brand that may not have a lot of mass exposure, but it meant the world to us to do it because we're such big fans of your brand. And it all started with this bottle here.
Yeah, I think I'm quite sentimental to that sentiment because I don't have any of that FU money. I don't know many people that do, and it's like you got to work hard for your spending cash, and so I totally understand being risk averse about buying something sort of palate unseen, if you will. So I think that's why folks like the two of you have such a crucial role in the industry, because you can have the experience and people can come to trust your palate and your judgment and use it as a proxy for their own buying decisions. And so, in a way, you're kind of like the canary with the brands that are out there, and it's just critical. It's tough. There's so much on the shelf, and it's for a lot of people, money's tight right now, and so you want to spend a little bit of money, but you don't want to make that risk. You don't want to take that risk without having some idea what you're getting yourself into. And so these picks, influencers in general, people are talking about brands. I think they're doing the industry a huge service. We actually started a small little social media campaign. Didn't get much traction this first year, but hopefully this year it'll get a little bit more. But right after Bourbon Heritage Month, we did a month-long sort of celebration of influencers and kind of tastemakers in the space.
Nice.
And shared a few profiles and just tried to get some traction and awareness about, you guys have full-time jobs. It's like, I don't think people realize how much work it is to do the kind of content that you do. And it looks like all fun and glamorous from the background, but it's like, it's work. It's really work.
Do you want to peel the curtain back? Because we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Just at a liquor store with two dogs as they scream in the back of the car with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, this is this live stream is one tiny small part of the ecosystem of things that you guys have to build and pour yourselves into to get your name out there and get recognized, and then get to the point where the stores trust you and they can start working with you with picks. It's like, it's a big investment.
It is. Yeah. And I totally agree. I think that especially with like how many influencers there are and how much hype there is around like those super allocated bottles, and it's already like so limited, and a lot of the times by the time it's posted it's already gone.
Or even worse, it's like a $300 something price tag.
Yeah.
And then you like frantically run out to get it. You beat everyone else that's trying to get it. And then you crack it open and you're like, this is fine. Like, I can get the same level of flavor in like a very old Barton, or I can get the same level of flavor in like something from Lux Row. Like, why am I spending $300 for something that I can easily beat with something maybe less than a quarter of the price?
Yeah. The sticker's not always indicative of the value, for sure. Yeah.
Exactly. And I mean, for us, the most surprising thing was the barrel that we picked with you. When we tried it, I remember you like didn't give us any information. You're like, I'm not going to tell you what the mash bill is. I'm not going to tell you how old it is. I'm not going to tell you the proof. Like, just try it and let us know what you think. And I distinctly remember going, wow, this one's really good. It's like, yeah, I would crush that and not mean to. It's like, what is this, like a 100 and 105 proof? And you're like, up more. And I was like 110, 112. You're like, keep going. And finally I was like 120. And you're like, more? I was like, there's no way it's like 125. And you're like, yep, it's 125 and some change. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. This is just lights out good. And we haven't experienced that from like some of the big value brands. Mm-hmm. Like, I think arguably one of the best values for like a full proof whiskey, and perfect comparison because it's 125 proof, would be like the Benchmark like full proof release.
Yeah.
And I don't think it holds a candle to the Casey Jones pick that we did. You just get like so much bite. You get so much of this like in your face pepperiness. And at something that like is coming from a small scale production with this pick, I mean, like, it is dangerously good.
It's so good.
It is so unbelievably easy to drink that I have to warn people. I'm like, is this your first pour of the day? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, take it easy. It's not going to taste as hot as it actually is.
We should have done a warning label on it instead of the Royal Azteca sticker. It's real like danger.
Right.
just a giant caution sticker.
Drinks way under proof.
We could have honestly leaned into that too with the sticker. say like,
Yeah.
warning, this bottle may be more enjoyable than you originally thought, or like may appear lower proof than, or may actually be higher proof than it appears.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're so happy with this one. We love it. Everyone that we've shared it with, they're like completely over the moon. Somebody bought one and then cracked it open and then went to go buy a second one and then saw how quickly they were selling. He's like, I think I need to buy a third one.
Oh, wow.
So
I love that.
we've had multiple people ask us if we can get a hold of it for them. We bought a case ourselves because we want to have it around for the foreseeable future.
We made this mistake before with picks we love.
And we bought like one or two
Picked
bottles.
it and didn't end up with enough bottles. Yeah.
We're like, what do we do now? Like, we don't even have our own pick anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're really, really happy with this one. We do have a list of 9 questions, and then we'll take some periodically throughout the comments here. But we kind of wanted to start with, like, tell us more about the man, the myth, the legend, not to be confused with the song, Casey Jones.
Not grateful.
Would it be appropriate for me to introduce myself first?
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah, fantastic. So, hi everybody. I'm Cody Turner. I'm one of the 3 owners of Casey Jones Distillery. I've got 2 partners, Peg Hayes and Arlen Casey Jones, who founded the distillery 11 years ago, actually, on what was at that point in time their homestead. The distillery's namesake is Arlen's grandfather. So AJ Arlen Casey Jones, his grandfather is Casey Jones. Casey was a notorious moonshiner and still builder in the land between the lakes area, which is about 45 minutes west of where the distillery is located. He just was a character. He was illiterate, couldn't read, he couldn't write, but he was just an engineering savant. And one day as a younger man, he was actually challenged to make a still, and pretty famously quoted as saying the first still he ever saw was the first one he made. And so he was originally actually a coffin builder, and that legacy kind of inspired his design and his design choices, and he made these really interesting square pot or coffin stills. And of course, most stills that you've seen are round by design. You've got, traditional pot or a column still, and those are both round by design. His stills were square, and they had a variety of advantages as a consequence. So being a square shape, it's actually let the bed of the still expand out, and it provided this really large, even heating surface that you could use for when you were making moonshine. And that prevented the still from being very tall because you were spreading the volume out. You could make it very, very short. And the effect of that is that you could fit the still body itself in the back of a Model A pickup truck, which is commonly how they transported them. So the still, the line arm or lean arm, and the condenser would all come into 3 parts. They had handles sort of soldered on them, and you could break it into parts, put that thing in the back of the truck, throw a tarp over it, and then you could transport it, and the law would be none the wiser, which was the name of the game back in the day. So it had this big even heating surface. It was shorter. It would fit in the back of a Model A for very obvious reasons. And then with the handles, like if we wanted to go make moonshine, you could grab one handle on the still. I could grab the other handle on the other side. Could sling the line arm on my back. You could take the condenser, and we could hoof it off into the woods. All we really had to find were a couple of rocks. You could just find a couple of rocks. You could sit that still on it. You could light a fire underneath it, and sure enough, that thing would be running pretty quick. So Casey actually made hundreds of these things in what was then the land between the rivers area, back around during Prohibition. And he actually had another innovation that we don't talk about very much, but this guy was building double-walled copper condensers, the kind that you would find in a modern-day still. He was doing that years ago. Most people at the time would use just a barrel, and they'd run what's called a copper worm down in a spiral in that barrel, and they would put cool water in the barrel to cool the condensate back into liquid. and it was not terribly efficient in the heat transfer. So he actually built a double-walled copper condenser, really not unlike if you cut open the top of a Yeti cup. It's kind of the same design, and so he would run that cold water in that column, and the distillate would, as evaporate, would be in that double-walled area of that condenser. And so it was much, much more efficient at cooling all of the evaporate and turning it back into liquid. So his stills they're easy to transport, they were stealthy, and they just cooked better. They would cook moonshine way quicker than anything else. Pretty fascinating, actually. So like I said, he made hundreds of these things in the LBL area, which at the point in time was called Land Between the Rivers. That's just one part of his story. So
that's awesome. So that does kind of lead into the second question, which was how did he get connected with Al Capone as like lead moonshiner during Prohibition? I think you inadvertently just answered that question for us.
Yeah.
Because of the like kind of stealth cooking, stealth moonshining vibe. Whereas like I can go anywhere you want me to be. It's like you want me to distill some hooch in the middle of like the woods, I can do it. You want me to do it in like a back lot in Chicago, I could do it. I can do it anywhere you want. You just tell me where you need it. I also got these coils that make it taste better. I'm sure Al Capone probably heard this stuff and he's like, I don't know who this guy is, but I like what he's doing.
Yeah, no, you're spot on. And like I said, he made hundreds of them in that area, and tons of moonshiners were using Casey Jones stills. And word got out that the quality produced off those stills was just superior to anything else you can get your hands on. And the rumor is that Capone actually preferred moonshine off of a Casey Jones still.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can see why.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got the chance to try a little bit of the moonshine that you guys are producing when we came to your distillery, and we were pleasantly surprised. It was like no bite to it, didn't have any weird like oiliness or viscosity to it. It was just honestly smooth sipping. If you hadn't told me that it was moonshine, I would have just thought that it was like quadruple filtered vodka or something.
Yeah,
where there's like
it's got really, it's like a good Blanco tequila vibe without the white pepper. You know, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You're drinking the aged version of it right now.
What's that?
You're drinking the aged version of it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really good. This is gonna maybe jump out of order for the questions that we gave you, but since we are drinking this one, how did the corn and cane distillate come to be?
Yeah, so the mash bill recipe of 50% corn and 50% cane sugar, and this is literally just powdered white cane sugar. This was the same recipe that Casey used back in the day. We used the same yeast strain, etc. And AJ started making just the clear juice for the first year or so of the distillery being in operation, and decided, if my grandfather had a chance to age something, it wouldn't have been bourbon. Bourbon would have required 2 runs to be able to produce. Right. You'd have to do a stripping run to separate the solids from the liquids, get your first run of heads, hearts, tails, and then you would have to redistill that to get the proof up. And that just didn't make a lot of sense if speed and stealth were the name of the game. So this 50 corn, 50 cane mash bill, sour mash distilled, as you might imagine, yeast love sugar. It's a high yield, high return, single run. You can get great proof off of it after one run. Of course, we do still now redistill the tails and whatnot. But the notion that AJ had was, well, if my grandfather could age something, it would have been his moonshine. It's not like Kelvin was fired up just up the road making barrels at the time, and even if they were, you're talking about one of the poorest times during the nation's history. So if he got a chance to get his hands on a barrel, he'd throw his moonshine in it. So AJ started barrel aging the moonshine. And I got to say, I know I'm probably going to sound biased, but we were just sipping through some 6 and 7-year-old of this 50 corn, 50 cane, twice barrel aged just the other day. My God, man, it is so good. I hate to say this, but it's better than bourbon.
Really some people would think that's controversial. I actually kind of agree with you.
It's really good.
I know that you snuck one of the corn and canes into the barrel selecting process, and that was the one that the group was pretty split on.
Yeah.
We were like all like that close to picking that one, but I was like, nope, I need the most votes for one of them. So like, what are we picking? And
I think the fear was, if I recall, it was like, will people buy it knowing that it's not bourbon?
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's fair.
Yeah, when we did like the votes and we like all raised our hands, it was like, okay, who likes this one? And it was like most of us, and I was like, I need top two. Like, what is your A? What is your B? And like, I think the corn and cane one had like maybe 75 to 80% of the group's hands up, and then this other one was like everyone's hand was up, and I was like, okay, well, like that's the one that we clearly have to pick. And then I think, like you said, how likely are people going to be to buy it? Do we also want that to be like their only frame of reference for the brand?
Right.
Like, we want to pick something that just right out of the box, people are going to be like, I read the label, I know what's on it, I know what to expect. Never had the brand before. Let's find out what it's like.
Yeah. So you've got the
that's
double barrel aged version on the desk right now, and I've got a single barrel aged version of it.
Ooh.
So this is about a 4-year in a Kelvin heavy char medium toast barrel. What's really interesting about it is we did a really low entry proof on this. So this one came out to 95.3 proof. It probably was up at 95. And it was our first Master Distiller Special Reserve barrel pick, barrel 352. The single barrel aged version of this, and particularly when we do a lower proof, that tends to be more butterscotch and honey.
Yeah.
And this particular barrel, this tastes like liquid Werther's Original, and you can see I just have a tiny amount of it left. So I save it for special occasions, and
Chris knows that I'm an old woman when it comes to candy preferences, and that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, just candy preferences.
Man. I wish I had it when you guys were here. I would have poured some for you next time, huh?
Next time
we'll have to make another trip down there and pick another barrel. How about that?
That sounds good. Cheers, you all.
So this one has been incredibly popular. We brought this to Thanksgiving, and this was like 75 to 80% full. And we haven't touched it really at all before today since Thanksgiving. So that is a huge dent that just a small group of people put into it. And they're like, I got to try it again. It's great.
Yeah, I have my family members hounding me to send it.
What's cool on the double barreled version is I think the single barrel more favors the corn notes. The double barreled version, to me, it's like more the cane notes. It's like, oh, that's a really nice barrel aged rum plus some whiskey.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And like, whenever we tell people about it and they're like, I don't even know what that's going to taste like. And they're like, well, do you like rum? And they're like, from time to time. Like, do you like bourbon? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, sandwich. Peanut butter jelly together.
Yeah, valid.
Yeah.
We'd call it rumski, but then it would have a little bit of Hey Comrade vibes. So
yeah, for sure.
That's true.
I would subscribe to the rumski lifestyle.
Yeah.
What are you going to say?
I was going to say, I also want to call out Cody because he is the person who does all the labels for Casey Jones, right? And they are absolutely gorgeous. I think they're one of like the most stunning labels I've seen in a long time.
Let's get a little close up here. Very intricate artwork. You can really see like the raised label. It looks like a little embossed, and then just like lots of like nice slick details here. It's honestly pretty awesome. All the specs on the side, making sure you're always leaving a spot for the stats. Just can't speak highly enough of the transparency. You guys do it incredibly well, and you find a way to fit as much information on a label with as little amount of like overproduction, if you will, like,
or making it seem busy. You know?
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Like,
I really, I can't take all the credit, but I really appreciate it. It's very kind of you. And it's so funny to me, and I feel like I'm seeing more brands put the mash bill on the label, which is fantastic. But it's like a mash bill does not a bourbon make.
Yep.
Yeah, that's part of it. It's not the whole sauce. So like, I don't know why anybody's, well, I'm not going to tell you what my mash bill is. Like, give me a break. Come on.
And I also feel like whenever we hear people like, oh, MGP, they do the like 95.5. And I'm like, a lot of brands do 95.5.
Yeah. I'm like, first of all, a brand doesn't own a mash bill. You can definitely like patent it as like your style includes that. But like somebody was calling out in the comments, like, essentially dogging on the mash bill for this one because it has like the 21 rye and the 4 barley, and they're like, oh, MGP has that, and you like don't pick up their bottles. I'm like, first of all, where they're sourcing it from matters more than anything else. It's like if you're sourcing Canadian rye, it's going to be different than like a Kentucky rye, or if you get it from
and what were your cook temps and your hold times, and did you flash the yeast, or did you keep the fermenters cool the entire time? I mean, there's a billion ways to actually manage the process. And was it sour mash? Was it sweet mash? Like,
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so we always find that point funny. Most of the time people are like, I don't know, I don't like that kind of mash bill. And sometimes we'll agree with that. Like 35% rye, like the Four Roses mash bills.
It's a lot of rye.
It's a little too much for us, but it's by the sheer content of like the amount of spice that it adds. But like little wiggle room of like 2 to 3 points in column A versus B versus C isn't going to be like catastrophically different. So
and not all 75-21-4s taste the same. They just do not. Bardstown versus Green River versus MGP, very, very different. Yeah.
Exactly. And then even to top it off, like, again, an age statement on a bottle matters less than how you're actually treating the product. Like when we first tried this one, I think it was like 6.5 years, 6 years. I remember being like, oh, what is this, like a 10 or like an 8? And I was like, wait, you guys have been open like 10 years. Like, there's no way that this is a 10-year, right? And you're like, it's not a 10-year. I was like, why does it taste so smooth? And then you told us 6, and I was like, you're lying.
Not all the barrels are like that, I mean, like we'll pull them and like, oh, this one's grainy. It's a little metallic. Needs more time. It's not oxidized. Like we run into that, I mean, we don't have ultra mature stock yet. So of course that's going to happen.
Yeah, we can't tell you enough how impressed we are with this one. And we also see, I see right here, thank you for the Casey Jones pick. I really appreciate that. It was great. We're very, very happy with it. And, we kind of talked about how you treat the barrels being very important and like how it significantly changes how the overall product turns out. At KBF, we talked to you about Connex boxes. And you said like when you first started up, before you guys got the single rick house that you're storing your barrels in now, or at least on site, you mentioned that you used to keep them in shipping containers. And you said like in the morning, you'd open up the doors and the angel share would almost knock you out.
Oh, yeah.
I want to hear more about the process and like what you guys did to start storing everything in there, and what like the kind of like learning curve was, and the transition to a rick house.
I'll also add one more question is, do you have any barrels that originally were in those Connex boxes that are now in your rick house?
Do you have 2 bottles of that very thing right in front of you?
Nice.
Yeah. But for sure, I'm not entirely sure about the pick, but for sure the double barrel cut, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and so, when we started, we just didn't, and this is before my time, but they didn't have the capital to put up a rick house because it's literally started out of their garage. It was just a hobby. And, AJ's grandfather was so infamous in that space, such a huge figure in American distillation. When he ended up coming into possession of his grandfather's still, he felt compelled to continue the legacy, and so he did. And there's a fascinating story there as well, but didn't really initially have the capital for a rick house. They're not cheap, as it turns out. So he started just putting barrels, I think, in bonded areas around the distillery, and eventually, when they ran out of capacity space, figured probably the best, cheapest, most effective way to get going down that path was to buy metal shipping containers, which is not that uncommon in the industry from what I understand, for folks who are just starting out. But basically he fashioned some single row ricks that ran the length of these Connex boxes and just started putting barrels in them. And in the summertime, you wouldn't want them to get too hot. You want them to air out a bit. So every morning, come out and you'd crack open the doors and open up both ends of the shipping containers to let the air flow through them and let the barrels sort of breathe a bit. And I'm telling you, if you could bottle the scent of that Angel's Cut when or Angel Share whenever you open the doors. It was like eau du barrel. I mean, just so good. Just smelled so good. Smelled dangerous.
Sure, yeah.
No open flames, but it smelled really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of on that note, one of our favorite experiences from like the beginning of our like, I guess, bourbon hunting and like whatever this lifestyle is that you call, let's say being a member of the whiskey community. Let's call it that.
There you go. I like it.
We used to go to Journeyman Distillery, and they have like the restaurant on top of the actual production site, and all of their barrel storage is underneath, essentially like the entire dining room. And I remember the first time we went in there, I was like, "Oh, I could live here." Like the smell is just amazing, and like it's just like so bready and sweet, and it's got all the brown sugar notes to it. So like, to think about just opening up a door and you're just blasted with that, my mind immediately goes to how can I turn that into a candle or a cologne and just wear it all the time?
Oh yeah,
I would be so happy.
All the time except the times you get pulled over for speeding.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sure. Like every time I'd be like, "Give me the breathalyzer, come on."
Yeah, just come on.
We're just gonna cut straight to it. Give me the field sobriety test. Come on. But that's funny. You mentioned that other brands do stuff like that as well, like using Connex boxes. I think the most extreme example that we heard recently is the guy from Wood Hat in Missouri.
Yeah.
Apparently, like he's cut out like custom ventilation and he has like fan circulation going on, and like, but he's using like tiny barrels. Like I think he has like a 15 that he's doing something with, and that's just like everything that he does. So I'm always curious now that the seal is broken on my understanding of like the early beginnings for like craft brands and like those vital switches to like large scale storage at a low scale price. I'm always interested to be like, what do you do? What are you guys doing? It's like, do you just let nature run its course? Do you like get weird and scientific and engineering? Are you carving wood hats? Like, So yeah, it's cool. Like you guys make good stuff, and you know, every single time we try another one of your products, we're always like, man, that's good. Like, what is it about it that you guys do that just seems significantly further ahead than every other craft brand? And like, we won't name names, but there are some brands out in our market where they're like, yeah, this is like a 10-year whiskey, and we'll try it, and I'll be like, this doesn't taste as good as the 4-year Casey Jones that we have.
Or it's so thin on that mouthfeel, and you're just like, what was it doing in the barrel?
Probably didn't have probably cut too late.
Sure.
On the
I can see that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
but
like
we've experienced that. It's like so when we very first started with bourbon, we didn't have some of that stuff called dad's money. So we started money. Still looking for it. I don't know where it is. Come on.
Same.
We did contract distillation. So we sent our 9631 mash bill to various producers who could make for us. And one of the things that AJ did that I thought was brilliant is he kept back some of that white dog all these years. And so when we put in our own distillation equipment that is, for bourbon production, the 1,000-gallon hybrid pot still with the offset column and defragmenter, we had benchmarks. We could taste that to the white dog that we had from the other producers. And it was really great being able to say, okay, well, this one has too much heads in it, and you could tell because it's too clinical. And this one has too much tails in it, and you could tell because it's dirty, probably grainy. Gritty is probably the best way to describe it. And so we were able to, benchmark against those and really dial in to where we wanted the white dog to be, where it had enough of the oils, but not too much, to where it got to that gritty sort of just unpleasant, almost gross texture. It's probably the best way to describe it. It just doesn't taste very good when it has too much tails. And then on the flip side, it's like we made sure that we didn't do the cuts too late, so that there was just not enough there was too much heads in it, right? So if you have too much heads in it, it just ends up being really clinical. It doesn't have any flavor at all. So we got our hearts to where they really needed to be. And as a consequence, I mean, we've tasted some of the now 2.5 year, 2.25 year barrels off of the new still, and the future is looking really good. We'll just say that.
I'm super excited.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to ask for a taste of that when we come back down to do another pick. And maybe this is just, kind of spitballing here, but I would love to be able to do like a yearly pick with you guys.
Yeah.
It is a bit of a drive for us, especially with the dogs and an EV, but you guys were so kind and so hospitable. I mean, taking care of our sweet little puppy and making him an unofficial tour guide.
So cute.
Yeah.
You did great.
Yeah.
He was wonderful.
Yeah.
First day on the job.
He only barked at us across the room like 6 times. And honestly, that's good for him.
Have you received his 1099 yet, or?
No,
Ooh.
not yet. I'm looking out
Okay,
for it.
we'll make sure the accountant gets that in the mail.
Okay, as long as we still get his employee discount, that's fine.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I learned the hard lesson of not doing a Casey Jones pick and then driving to Louisville. We will not do that again.
Yeah. Well, for those that don't know, and I think we shared some of this with you when we got down there, but maybe didn't share the full context of it. So we basically did like a Bermuda Triangle around Louisville, and then we essentially started in Hopkinsville at your site. So we got there by like the skin of our teeth. We got there like perfectly on time, and then we hung out with you for I think like 6 hours. And then we left to go like panic get food before everything in the surrounding area shut down. And then we drove, I think we only stayed in Louisville for like a night.
One night, and we woke up at like 6 a.m.
And then
Turn and burn, baby. Turn and burn. Yeah.
Then we drove to New Riff. And then we did a 6-barrel selection there to try to narrow it down to 1 rye, 1 bourbon. And then we hung around the surrounding area for the night. And then we went back to, where did we go? Covington is where we stayed.
Covington, yeah.
And then we took another trip down the next day to Limestone Farms
In Georgetown.
at like 10 a.m. So
brutal.
Yeah, we picked 5 barrels in a total of 3 days. And I think it might have shortened my life by like at least a couple hours.
Oh, mine by a few days. I was the driver the entire time.
Yeah, and we were chauffeuring one of our channel members and subscribers, but it was a great time. I think next time we would probably start with your location again, so we can dedicate time and get there earlier.
Yeah.
You did take the last booking of the day, which we really, really appreciate. That was like so clutch because we ran into weird issues in traffic. But we would probably start with you, take like a half a day to rest, and then travel the other half of that day, and then have something set up for the day after that. But I would love if we could maybe, and we can of course do this off camera, but I would love to see if we could do like a standing order of like, if people like this pick, what's next year's going to look like? Yeah. What about the year after that?
Yeah, we can get super creative. We can start doing collabs on finishes and aging.
Yeah.
And what if we tried this blend? I'm down, man.
And if possible, I'd like to throw my hat in the ring to try some blending. Maybe we could, instead of doing a single barrel, do like my first ever blend release.
I literally have just finished up this project with, it's a law firm. They have 3 offices, one in Colorado, one in Texas, and one in Florida. And they've been like best buds forever. And they operate law in a particular area of law that there's only like maybe 3 firms nationwide that do this. And they're like one of the top ones. But they found us through some, I think, Google ads that I was running at the time about, doing your own pick or making your own bottle or whatever. And started working with them, talking to them for over a long period of time. And that's exactly eventually what they ended up doing is they ended up wanting to create a blend of bottles or a blend of barrels that they wanted to put their label on and give the bottles away. but they ended up doing a blend of our 4-grain wheat and I think the 75-21-4. They
Ooh,
came up with a
Interesting.
really interesting blend, and they love it. They're actually down for a second batch of it. So
nice.
Nice. Yeah, you're like, I'll sell 2 barrels. That's fine.
Yeah, right.
that's what it's for.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think I would love to mess around with a corn and cane and a 75-21-4.
Oh,
I think that would be like carrot cake on steroids.
Yeah, we're doing a blend of the corn and cane and the 9631 for AJ's 69th birthday.
Nice.
Will be actually next month. We're going to do a small release of it.
Ooh, that's awesome. We'll have to try to see if we can get that one. Is that going to be distillery only, or are you going to put it up for the direct to consumer?
I'll probably put a small number of them online, like maybe 20 or something like that.
Okay.
We try to take care of folks locally on these first 2 releases of the year, because we'll only probably do like 100 bottles of one for his birthday and then one for Peg's birthday the following month.
Okay.
That's awesome.
I did see a comment in the comments, you know?
Yeah, comment in the comment.
How people speak. But they were asking about tours, and you kind of went through like the tour with us, but what makes your tour a little bit more special?
Well, the history is most likely the thing that you're going to take away that's distinct, because it's not manufactured. I mean, I don't know how to say this without making it sound like hyperbole, but this is a true American distillation heritage. Like, this is not manufactured. We didn't find somebody's story and buy it and put our names on it. Like, this is actually AJ's grandfather. AJ's the 3rd generation distiller from the line. His grandson works there, and that's the 5th generation. And so
That's awesome.
I've given just a little bit of the history today on the live stream, but when you do the tour, you get sort of the full-blown sort of exposure to AJ, his father, Robert's father, Casey, and then really just the whole, how everything came to be and why we're even doing it, et cetera, et cetera. So the history is probably one of the biggest things. And I think the other piece of it is the hospitality, which I don't think it's as much credit as it deserves. You know, like when you come on site, from the moment you step foot on that property, you're going to be treated like royalty to the moment you leave. And we really pride ourselves on making sure that people feel like they're at home and they're comfortable and welcomed and attended to. So
I love that.
Yeah, and I would fully agree. Like, it shows. It clearly shows from the experience that we had, like you said, from the second that we got out of our car, when we were still getting our bearings and trying to find all of our group, we were just so astounded by how completely on it your team was. And like the second that we introduced ourselves at the bar, somebody was like, yeah, I'm going to go get someone. They're going to come, you know, they're going to come out here. We'll get you all situated and set up. Can I get you a drink while you're waiting? Do you want some water? Do you want this? Do you want that? And I was like, okay, as somebody that gives hospitality on a day-to-day basis, to see that happen immediately, like that is the biggest impact that you can have right out the gate. When somebody sees that, like, this isn't just like an act, this isn't just like I'm a corporate person, my job is to basically be a Walmart greeter, versus like, I genuinely care about giving you everything that you need. You can feel the difference, like immediately. You can feel going through the motions versus somebody that like it's burned into their internal wiring and they like know how to give it as much as possible that they don't even think about it. It's a reflex, like, you know, like a flick of the wrist where you're just like, here's a shot. Here's a glass of water.
Yeah. It's authentic. It's genuine, and you feel it. Like, I mean, that's what we aim for sure.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you, we're I don't know if we'll launch it, but we're playing with the idea a bit of combining the tour and tasting into a tasting tour.
Ooh,
Nice.
Yeah.
that would be awesome. You do have that beautiful bar that's in like the center of the distillery too.
Yeah, the notion would be that in addition to the history, like as you're going through the facility and we're talking about the process and the family history, et cetera, like that first room that you come into and AJ's handmade still is on display, and we're talking about the moonshine. It's like that's where you would taste the moonshine, and you'd get that tie-in to the history right then and there, and then from there, down to the distillery, and you'd taste the barrel cuts down there, and then you'd move on to the production of the bourbon, and you'd taste some of the bourbons down there, and probably end up back in the small still room where you can do a taste of the bottle your own bourbon experience, which we're running the triple cask Amburana finished barrel cut on right now, actually.
Ooh. Oh, you said the right combination of words to me. We might need to find an excuse to get down to Kentucky.
I know. Maybe April it'll be happening. But I also remember you mentioning when you're on the tour, you get to grind your own mash bill. Are you still doing that?
Yeah, we didn't have a huge response to the follow-up of that process. So we did remove that from the tour. For a while, we were doing a mash maker experience, which was kind of cool. We had all 3 of the major grains out, and you could grind on our original tiny grinder that we used for years and years and years and contribute to a sort of crowdsourced mash bill that we ended up distilling and bottling. We did run that for a bit, but the response rate on it wasn't really what we wanted, so we ended up cutting that from the tour. But
Gotcha.
We're always looking for something more interactive to do in that space. So I think that's what we're talking about, this tasting tour.
This does give you the perfect opportunity, if you ever resurrect that idea, to essentially like thumb your nose at the Weller craft your perfect barrel and do like craft your perfect mash bill.
Yeah. I mean, do we need to crowdsource our own bonding over bourbon mash bill with our fans? Our bobbards?
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Yeah, that would be a cool experience. I mean, obviously, like whatever makes sense for what you guys are doing, we would only want you to do stuff that is impactful to the experience. But that's something that at least I would be interested in exploring.
Yeah.
It's a fun contribution that has like a piece of your history inside of the bottle, not only for what you guys are doing, but the feeling of like, I helped make this in some way, shape, or form. So now I feel attached to it and I want to have it. And I mean, there's just, you can't put money on that feeling, on that experience. That's like
pretty cool.
A free add-on that means the world to anybody that does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we could figure out a special blend with you guys at some point in the future. Or a special.
I think we can figure it out. I think we can figure it out.
So we do have a couple other questions before we're going to open up to the chat. We have seen a lot of people asking about what markets you're currently in. I see things like, when are you coming to Michigan? When are you coming to Ohio, Florida, stuff like that. I did put the retailer's link up here, and I'm going to put it on the screen as well so people can find you if they don't want to do direct to consumer. But what markets are you guys currently in?
So we're most prominent, obviously, in Kentucky, where we have most of our distribution, and then Tennessee. And we have quite a bit of distribution in Georgia, particularly the North Atlanta area. We've got some great distributor partners in the Tennessee and Georgia markets for sure. And we have some distribution in Illinois, obviously, which actually, funny enough, started in a little town called Leroy, which I'm sure you all might be aware of.
Yeah, you also broke our hearts when you told us we weren't the first single barrel in the state.
Yes.
But we are the first in like northern Illinois.
In Chicago. We'll take Chicago.
In Chicago, for sure, yeah. We work with Jen and Scott, who own a store there in Leroy, and they're just fantastic people. And Jen, oddly enough, used to work with Peg when Peg owned the furniture store that she owned prior to this. It's just a wild sort of
Small
how many
world.
degrees of Kevin Bacon. But
Right.
yeah, so Illinois for sure. we had a little bit of distribution in Wisconsin. Funny enough, like not long after we did the pick with you all, we got contacted by a store in Michigan who wants to do a pick with us.
Nice.
Ended up sending a few guys down and they did a pick. So now we're working on distribution for Michigan to make that happen.
Amazing.
And then after the huge Bruzel announcement just a couple days ago, naming the Amburana as the best on the market, who saw that coming?
Right.
We actually got another call from another store in Michigan wanting to do a barrel pick. So it seems like Michigan is calling for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, like Michigan is definitely like a really emerging market right now where there's just so much cool stuff that's happening in the state. But what they don't get is a lot of the stuff that is like kind of under the radar. And I mean, I'm sure you know as much as anyone else, like when you're trying to get your name out there and you have like X amount of shelf space to compete for, and you have like, X amount of other brands that are all fighting for that space. Sometimes it's harder to kind of get your foot in the door. But I feel like, like as you mentioned with channels like ours, where we're going out there, we're hitting the pavement, we're like trying the stuff that people aren't talking about, because for me, it's the burning question of like, why is nobody talking about this? I have to know what it tastes like. And, that does a little bit. But then once one person hears it and then they try it and then they're excited for it and then they give it to their friends and then their friends' friends. And then before you know it, people are like, I got to get more of this. Where can I find it? I feel like that's kind of the best problem to have. Because you're like, okay, so we have emerging markets. We have these places that are interested in us. How do we scale up distribution without necessarily being able to scale up like to a corporate level of production
Boots
and
on the
still
ground
keep
and all that,
the
yeah.
quality? Which
Yeah.
brings me to the point of the Kentucky Proud symbol that you have on a majority of your bottles. I think that that's great that you guys are keeping everything as much in the state as possible and that you're keeping true to your roots and your heritage and the very rich background that you have for the family history. But going forward, if you guys have plans to expand with clearly what's now more popularity, how do you guys plan on balancing those two together?
Well, so I came on as a partner 4 years ago, and one of the first things that we did was a huge expansion to the distillery. So for the first, God, what was it? 7 years of the distillery's operation, everything came off of AJ's 120-gallon handmade square pot still, everything. And one of the things that we agreed on whenever I came in was like, hey, let's vertically integrate. Let's get a proper industrial grade still in here. All the related equipment, rickhouse, etc. And that little jaunt cost us something like $2.1 million. So we started that process when interest rates were somewhere down here. And we locked that construction loan in when they were like right up here. So it's perfect timing, as it turns out. I'm not worried. You're worried. Anyways, I think our expansion days are behind us for at least a good little while. I mean, we've got the capacity. If we wanted to run the still at 2 shifts, we could probably crank out about 1,400 barrels or something like that.
Nice.
And that's way above and beyond what we need for production. So we're well situated, both from a CapEx standpoint and then just also from where we're at in the market to weather whatever storm comes our way and to maintain our inventory and meet demand. So we're in a really, really good spot. We really don't see any need to or will have need to expand for some time to come.
Nice. That's good news. We're keeping our eyes on like the craft brand market now too, because as some channels like Bruzel, ours, and like some other ones that are kind of local to our area, once people latch onto a brand, they can't have enough of it. And they tend to like double down, triple down, walking out with cases of stuff. And before you know it, it becomes very difficult to get it unless you want to pay like a really heavy price tag for it. And I think like one of the greatest examples right now in the craft market is Seth Detling, how he's kind of going through a little bit of controversy. He knows that he can't keep up with the production demand, and he's basically doubled his prices. I don't see Casey Jones as being a brand to do that. I feel like maybe you would just like kind of tighten the belt a little bit and just go, we're going to wait before we release more product, and then maybe possibly building an additional rick house or two. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we've always believed that it shouldn't be so hard to keep up with the Joneses.
Love that.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there, but I'm personally not a fan or advocate for pricing yourself out of the market.
Yeah, I would agree.
Reason to do that.
It's definitely, I mean, like you said, it's already hard on people's wallets right now. And this isn't a cheap hobby, especially if you're going out every weekend trying to find like those new drops. The craft brands are the ones who kind of are the stragglers because it's a little bit higher price. People don't necessarily know, or if you're worth the price tag. So I always thought like the Casey Jones Keenan corn was like a good value, especially like at Royal up here, it's $50.
Yeah.
If I buy a bottle and it's $50 and I don't like it, it's so much better than buying a bottle that's $140 and being like, do I keep it? Do I gift it? Do I drain pour it?
Yeah, we've never even sold a bottle over $100. I've got like I've had one SKU that's 99. Everything
I think
else
we
is
have that one actually.
Yeah.
Was that the anniversary one?
The founders? Yeah.
We have that one. They're unfortunately not on the shelves behind us because we have limited space here. Our intention for our set is to kind of highlight some of the brands that we have like enough to like fill out a full display. And then for all the other ones, like we put up brands that we really enjoy. Like over here is like all of our craft area, specifically from Kentucky. Brands that we really like, brands that are doing cool things, brands that we want people to see and be like, I don't know what that is. I have to Google it. Because that's how I watch this type of content. If I don't know what something is, I'm immediately Googling it. And it's gotten to the point where like we watch movies and we see like the background set of a bar. And I'm like, Blanton's,
what that is.
Like
I feel like there's a meme here somewhere.
Yeah. So like we really like the idea of highlighting brands that we feel more people should be talking about or more people should be curious about. And you know, we're very proud to showcase everything that you guys did. We would have loved your brand even if it wasn't for the pick. But once we came down there, like you guys really just blew up our idea of what a distillery experience could be. And like no knock on the other places that we went to on our barrel picking trip, but you guys definitely have like the sweet spot for feeling completely and utterly welcome. And like you almost feel like family for a minute, which just really washed us over with this feeling of like satisfaction that we just didn't get the same exact vibe at the other two places. We still left happy and satisfied, but like that extra level of like literally everything you need, I'm one step ahead of. Like, do you want more water? Do you need this? Do you need that? You know, it's kind of hot in here. I'm going to open up the door on the other side of the rick house. Like that'll bring some cross breeze in here. Just on point for every single part of the process.
I would say if I was going to compare Casey Jones to restaurants, it would be like your local bistro that just like takes care of you and knows exactly what you want. And I'll throw in New Riff because they are a craft brand, but we also did a pick with them that was on the same leg of the trip. That was like our Alinea experience. Like they were like driving us from like rick house to rick house, but I'm like, am I underdressed for this pick?
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, that's a huge compliment. I'm very, very grateful, and your words are gracious. So we really appreciate it.
Yeah, we had such a great time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, honestly, we can't we can't wait to go back again. We are huge fans of the brand and everything that you guys are doing. I'm really excited to see what the future holds for you guys. I do think we have a couple of other questions here that I'll see if I can circle back to.
I did see one about the future of Casey Jones.
Yeah, let me check. I'm going to scroll a little deeper in here. First, while I'm doing that, can you tell people for direct to consumer, what are like the main states that you can ship to?
So most DTC ships out of either California or DC, and Cali is pretty liberal in terms of where those retailers are willing to ship to. And my understanding in DC is that it's basically the wild, wild west, and they'll ship to just about anywhere they think they can get away with it. So
Yeah.
the shipments, if you order from us, although they will appear to come from us, actually do not. So we will ship product to retail partners, and those retail partners take on the last mile. So they actually are the ones who end up shipping to you because they have the licenses and are in states that are favorable to that activity. There are, of course, states that nobody will ship to, unfortunately, and those are typically the control states. But your mileage may vary, which is not a pleasant thing to hear, but that is the state of affairs in liquor shipping in the United States, unfortunately.
Yeah, we have our own bottle shop as well, where you go through like, we're essentially the third party of like a 3-tier thing. I guess technically we would be like the fourth party because we have a company between us and them. But we can ship up to 46 states. At some point in time, I'd love to see if we can find a way to essentially goad the company that we're working with into carrying some of your guys' products.
Yeah.
So that way we can just feature them on our store. And the next time people are like, where can I get it? I just, like, here's our store link.
Here's a link.
Like, just go and get it. And we don't believe in doing like markups or anything like that. We do minimal just to like keep everything afloat and just make it make sense. So we're not eating the fee of processing and everything.
Yeah.
But like for the most part, we offer crazy good deals, and that's what we care about the most. Like we have like Baker's 7 for like $35.
Oh, we've definitely had flippers buy cases of it.
Oh yeah.
And then
yeah. So we
don't do that.
We definitely wouldn't want to do that. But you know, we'd love to maybe see if we can get that kind of in the works.
Yeah.
Obviously we only have so much influence, but maybe on the back end of things you might be able to have a little sway.
Let's talk. Let's make it work.
Cool.
I do see one question about your mash bill being, or like your overall whiskey taste being sweeter. And I think you did talk a little bit about the heads and the tails and the heart kind of just making a perfect blend.
Yeah. Well, I interpret this as like just a general probe for like, what is the overall like flavor profile of your mash bill and mash bills?
I mean, I think that you'd be hard pressed to say that there is any one through line other than everything is of exceptional quality. We won't put something in a bottle that's, I mean, certainly at this stage, it's not worth being in a bottle.
Right.
And we've got 4 different bourbon mash bills. So, and they sort of range the flavor palette. We started with a 96 corn, 3 rye, 1 malted barley, which, as you can imagine, I mean, that's literally corn whiskey territory. That's sweet.
Yeah.
Very little emphasis from the rye, and the malted barley's just there to be there, to be honest. And it's really fascinating, you know, when I first started tasting that mash bill, those barrels were just at 4 years old. And around the 6-year mark, what happened is they went from being like muddled green fruit and like a burned brown sugar flavors to maybe some much more mature sort of sassafras and cream soda notes, which is wild. So those barrels have really turned out great. We do a 75-21-4, which we have the pick with here. And, you know, you're getting typically some really good traditional bourbon notes out of a 75-21-4. It's the roller coaster. It's the sweet, It's the chocolate, it's the malt, it's the bite, it's the chew, it's the rye spice. That's typically what you get out of that mash bill. And those couldn't be more opposite. I mean, the high corn, we always say, is like really good for the bourbon curious. And the 75-21-4 is really good for the bourbon serious.
Yeah.
You know, and
We're
we do
drinking that one right now, and
Oh,
we
yeah.
haven't really been saying anything about it because it's just so easy to drink. I mean, like, Kat even finished hers before me, which never happens in this house.
I think it's one of those, like, it doesn't happen to me very often where I can't just come up with like tasting notes or smelling
Yeah.
notes. I just taste it and I'm like, I just want more of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just one of those pours where I want to sit around with people and laugh and have a good time. It's like not super serious, but it's like, it's just intriguing and
Yeah.
you want to keep going back.
But
It's
think
fun
about like
if-
what a compliment that is, that it's so good you can literally just enjoy it. You don't get lost in it. Like, it's just enjoyable bourbon, you know? Like,
Yeah.
that's a pretty good space to be in for sure.
Oh yeah. I came from my advertising background, so I'm all about creating those little stories.
Yeah.
So
let's see.
that's the 75-21-4, and then we've got I saw somebody in the chat ask about a wheat. We've got a 4-grain wheat, which is really unique because we're using 26.5% Bloody Butcher corn,
Yeah.
made famous by Jephthah Creed, which that has such a unique earthy herbal sweetness to it versus the bright, crisp vanilla sweetness of the Yellow Dent. So it's 26.5 and 26.5, which is only 51% corn. It's really, or 53% corn is a really small amount of corn for a bourbon. 35% wheat and 12% malted barley. That's a ton of malted barley for a bourbon. And those barrels have this. They're now almost 7 years old. They'll be 7 years old in March. They have gone from like black tea and honey to Louisiana sweet tea and honey nut Cheerios
Ooh.
to now they literally smell of like, it reminds me of linseed oil. It's got this
Ooh.
just such a unique, almost like a vintage model airplane paint linseed oil smell to it. It's
Yeah.
fascinating. And they're just so good on the palate. It's like you can just sip those things for days. And then we do another 4-grain that's 75-10-10-5. And it's actually a blend of 75-21-4 and 70-25. And the latter being the wheat and the former being the rye. And that's got this wild, that's the Total Eclipse bourbon. There's this wild citrus note up front, which you just never get citrus from a bourbon at all. But it literally tastes initially like a expressed orange peel from a good old fashioned, and then it rolls into this black walnut and then this lovely creamy nut pecan flavor. Not sweet, just the nutty part of it. It's fascinating. So all 4 of these are just very, very distinct.
Yeah.
And then there's of course the corn and cane mash bill that we're doing aging with as well. So
I absolutely love all of the different expressions. If I had to call out one as like, I'm just going to keep buying and backing it up, like it's going to be the corn and cane, but I also
Yeah.
love the 75-21.
Yeah.
Like that's just so easygoing.
Ooh, also, while we have you on this call, we've
Oh,
been waiting for the opportunity to do this, and now feels appropriate. So, for those that don't follow Shy Spirits Guys podcast, they're also located in Chicago, and we brought basically the whole Casey Jones lineup.
take a video.
And one of their crowning achievements or awards that you can get is the prestigious That Bottle Fucks Award. And this one actually got the award. This is your black label. Can you tell us a little bit about that one while I get this sticker free?
is that the small batch black label or the single barrel?
This is the single barrel.
Yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't know exactly which barrel that was, but it should be written on the side of it.
Yeah, so the stats are 7813, 9
Yeah.
barley, barrel 983, char 4, medium toast. It says entry date was 1/18/19, and it's 128.6 proof.
Yeah. So we've had a few of that 7813-9 mash bill. we've had a few of those just be absolute proof monsters.
Yeah.
And man, they've got this weird, it's almost like a tropical fruit thing going on, and bubblegum, like at the same time.
Sorry, we're doing a little B-roll in the middle of this
No, I
live
love
stream
it.
to send to our buddy.
I love it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah, so we've had a few just gem barrels out of those 78-13-9 mash bills, and typically the ones that just hit, they are just straight up bubblegum. I mean, which is of course banana, vanilla, and strawberry flavors all wrapped into one.
Yeah.
And I suspect if you were to crack that one, it would probably be of that vein. And then sometimes they'll get like in this sort of like tropical fruit vibe at the same time, which is just pretty wild. But we've had quite a few higher proof, excellent single barrels out of that mash bill.
I mean, it's a fun one. I feel like if we come down and do another pick, I'd be hard pressed to choose between this one and the corn and cane or the
Okay,
blend.
we'll just get 2 barrels.
Okay,
Oh, no.
fine. We'll
Oh,
get
well.
3.
Maybe you blend the 78 and the corn and cane, man. That might
Yeah, I'd be into it.
Exactly.
be good.
Yeah. Again, we love all of your expressions. Even your moonshine is like so easy to drink. I feel like the Eclipse, which we just opened up for the first time in a while, I see all those like kind of nutty pecan notes to it.
Yeah.
It has almost like this touch of like, what is it called? Derby pie.
Ooh, I like that note.
Ooh, nice.
I get that like real heavy brown sugar, a little bit of
Yeah.
like creamy dairy base to it. Has like this almost like pseudo mapley kind of tanginess to it.
And green apple, I get on the nose too.
I always get this really distinct. It's distinct but faint at the same time. It's not like overwhelming, but when you have a really good old fashioned and they express that orange peel and light it, it's like it's just right there. Yeah.
You can smell the slightly burnt citrus vibe kind of wafting through the air.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. We got a couple other questions here. I'm not sure what the context is for this one. Can you discuss the nerdy barrel utilized in production? Does that mean anything
I'm
to
not
you?
sure what the nerdy barrel is. Maybe they can unpack that for us.
Chris Barlow, if you're still in the chat here, give us a little context and we'll circle back to it.
I know you said that our single barrel was in a Calvin cooperage, right?
Yeah. That's typically what we use is Kelvin heavy char medium toast barrels.
Love it.
Yeah,
It really
53
comes
gallon.
through.
Yeah, it does. I see. Any chance you'll be doing bundles or free shipping? A lot of that information is already on your site, right?
Yeah, so we don't usually do bundles, and I hear you on the shipping. It's brutal. It's so expensive.
Yep.
But what we've done is the price of the bottles online are cheaper than they are in the gift shop to try to help make up for the fact that the shipping's so freaking expensive.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like I usually see something like $17 typically for a bottle. Now it does go down when you do multiple bottles, obviously, but man, it's brutal.
Get on pirate ship. They've changed our lives.
Well, you still got to go through the 3-tier system.
That's true. Ugh.
Yeah. But I think the worst that we've seen, and even from a store that we like, is $33 for shipping.
Oof.
Yeah, I know. So
It's so expensive. You could pretty much get 2 bottom shelf bottles for that.
yeah. Just double fist ancient age all night.
I mean, I really have to want a bottle to spend $35 on shipping.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
$17 is more like, that's okay.
And here's a fun one. My father-in-law's family is from Hopkinsville way back in the day. They have an abandoned family cemetery down there as well. Can we throw up a tiny rick house in said
There you
cemetery and then finish aging?
Spirits
a
aging
barrel
right
picking
there. I love it.
So creepy. I like it.
The grave digger pick.
The
Yeah,
grave
there you go.
digger. Oh, that's so good.
Haunted edition.
or we can just keep up like the Chicago and like Casey Jones connection and call it the 86 barrel.
There you go. I love it.
Here's a good one. What do you think is the perfect age for your bourbon?
The single barrel aged corn and cane At 7 years is magnificent. We've only done 5 barrels of it. It is incredible at 7 years. I don't know if it's gonna. I don't even know if it's possible to get any better than it is at 7. The 9631, I really like more barrels than not around the 5-6 year age. I don't feel like I'm getting anything more out of them as they age, but realize that I don't have a large sample size to be able to know if in fact that is all of the barrels or some of the barrels, if that makes sense.
Right.
The 7521 4s, they're still developing, and those are 5 and 6 years old now. Really happy with those. Same thing for the 7813 9s. Like, they're really coming into their own. I don't feel like we're getting into the overcharred, the over oaked stage of their lives yet, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
I feel like the 4-grain wheat is where it needs to be, but I could be surprised. I just don't know until we have another year in it.
For sure.
But yeah.
It kind of springboarding off of that question. Do you think that you'll continue to age some of your distillate until it gets to be like a decade, 12 years, anything like that? Or do you see there being like a definitive cap for or ceiling for how long you're going to age your current mash bills?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I genuinely don't know how to answer these, because it's like we've got it in the barrels, and if we don't sell it, we're just going to let it continue aging. And if it ends up getting to a point where it's over oaked, I think the thing that you could always do is just go the Bardstown route and just blend in with younger stuff.
Right.
And problem solved. I really genuinely don't think, if you've got good distillate that you put into the wood, you can do anything with it. It's just a function of what are you going to blend it with, what are you going to finish it in, how are you going to treat it. Like, it's never an end in itself. It's always just a means to an end, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. No, and I agree with that. I think the creativity of how you utilize something that to maybe an outside observer might not be like the same par, but you can find more creative ways to do things with it. Like, I think about being in hospitality, like beef cheeks are absolutely delicious and amazing if you know how to work with them. But like your average person who's never had it or doesn't know what that is, they're just going to be like, why would I want that? If it was as good as like a steak, like, why would people not just buy it regularly?
Yeah.
So there's like this weird detachment between like process and procedure and the final product that I think people sometimes, kind of in every business or every field, that it pronounces just the lack of understanding that like not everything is always transparent. Sometimes you have to use nuance.
It's the mystery part of that you don't know until you're actually in it.
Exactly.
Kind of thing. Yeah. I think the other thing that's kind of compelling on the barrel aging side is, we need to start putting more up at a lower char. It's, if you really want to get those older age statements, 12 year, 15 year, dial that back to a char 3, a char 2, and let it set, just let it set.
For sure.
That's fair.
And then another one here is, what's the next recipe or finish you're most excited to do next?
Well, I mean, I'm coming off the high of this triple cast Amburana barrel finished barrel cut. I mean,
it's really good.
I don't, not to shine, just to give the just desserts where they're due. Like, Bruzel's got 825,000 followers on YouTube. For him to say that the Amburana is the best on the market, I mean, it's huge, man. Like, we don't ever expect any kind of praise like that. And that's just like game changer for us,
Yeah.
So I think we're kind of still living in the highs on that. But I will say, we just released for our New Year's event, we just did that 7813-9. We finished it in a toasted barrel for 6 months.
Oh.
And that turned out so nice.
I'm sure.
So we're really enjoying the toasting process. It's interesting because you're getting those like later in stage barrel notes more rapidly than you normally would. And that's been fun. And then I told you about AJ's birthday blend is going to be The barrel cut in the 9631, those are always fantastic. We'll have before too long a whole lineup of what we're going to do for the year,
Nice.
because we do a release every month, and we'll have some fun things this year for sure.
I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure. Wanted to take a quick second to call this comment out.
Yeah.
Don't forget to hit the like button.
Smash it.
Yeah, if you like the conversation that we're having with Cody, if you want to see more live streams like this, if you want to see their product get further out into like the whiskey stratosphere, smash that like button. That is the only way that we're going to be able to blast and resonate this video to get in everyone's feed until they're just chomping at the bit for such a really good, like, low to the ground brand that's not full of themselves, and they're producing product that's honestly, Cody, you're doing a great job, but you're underselling how great your brand is.
I appreciate that immensely. That's very, very kind of you to say.
Yeah.
It's we have a little MO at the distillery, and it's good spirits for good spirits.
There you go.
And all the words are chosen very precisely,
Yeah, I mean, you guys are doing it the best out of like a vast majority of the craft brands that we've tried. You're just absolutely killing every release. Even the ones that like I may not like as much as other ones, I'm still like, yeah, this is still crushable. I would still drink it. It's just maybe X position in my top lineup.
Yeah, no, that's totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. It's like at the end of the day, you have, everybody has a palate. Like they have a range of things that they like and things that don't really speak to them. Like, of course, it makes perfect sense. It's still such a just huge compliment coming from the both of you with all the things that you've tried and how great your palates are and what you've built with your channel and the respect that you command in the industry. It's like it's just really humbled, really.
I feel like the thing that we can really relate on, like us and you, is that even though we have these people telling us this stuff, we're just like, that's great. I love it. I'm happy that you really enjoy it. To us, we're still not at that point yet.
Yeah.
Like, we're never going to let that hunger go away to keep finding ways to not only outdo yourself, but to not let it go to your head. So it's sort of like a hamster on a treadmill.
Yeah.
As you start running faster, it starts to catch up to you. And then you're like, nope, I got to keep my eyes down and just focus on doing the good work. And then everything else can come with it. So it's one thing that I know I admired about you when we met you, and every time we've like talked to you since then, there's just like this real honest humility that you have about what you're doing, but you're not afraid to show that you're putting out good stuff. And that's such like a tightrope walk. And I feel like of all the people that we've met, you're probably the best at maintaining it.
That's incredibly kind to say. That'll be the highlight of my reel for sure. Thank you.
Feel free to clip this video if you can find it later in the playback as you're showing your friends at work. Feel free to just clip it right from this video and use it for whatever you want.
I
always do try to take this back to the staff and kind of share, because it's unfortunate that they don't get to experience this in real time, because interfacing with creators in the space, it's like you guys have this pulse on it, and I don't know. It's always a great honor to take it back to the staff, and usually we'll show it in the morning meetings, and everybody just kind of beams, because they get to be a part of it. So
that's awesome. And then I'm sure those moments, it actually feels like all the hard work and effort and everything. At the end of the day, it is a job, but if you have your passion in it, to get acknowledged for the thing that you've dedicated most of your time towards. I mean, you see people at work more often than you see your own family. You see people at work about the same amount of time as you sleep. It's a large chunk of your life, and these people become your family. When you have that like arms interlinked, like, yeah, like we're doing the thing.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's like no greater feeling than to be like, okay, like this hasn't just been keeping your eyes on the prize. We can also take a second to appreciate everything that we've left behind us that brought us here.
Yeah. Well said. Very well said.
And I see we got some other questions here. We got follow-up to that one about the barrel. Do you have any unique aged or different seasoned wood for barrels?
Get nerdy.
Yeah, it's a really great question. I think all of the double barrel cut product, the blue label that we're drinking right now, and the single barrel cut is going to be uniquely aged because it was aged in the Connex boxes. And the 9631 bourbon, all of that's going to have spent time in the Connex boxes. The older barrels, interestingly enough, you'll find that they have wider staves than do the younger barrels. And that's just a consequence of those being more mature trees that Kelvin used at the time when we were first putting those barrels up, prior to the huge expansion in the bourbon industry and therefore the cooperage industry. So we do have the Amburano finished. We've done some, we did a really cool finish in an apricot wine barrel, which was a bourbon barrel. Then we put apricot wine in it from a local vintner. Then they took the wine out and we put the bourbon into the cask. We've done some fun finishing things like that.
One.
I don't have any bottles of it left. It's gone. Oh man.
Yeah.
It literally ended up tasting like pecan pie. It was so good. I mean, just so good. Actually, Tyler Zoller, Louisville Bourbon Buzz, I ended up sending him a bottle, and he did a little snippet on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have any sway with him, recently I found out that him and I have a shared hobby for decompression, which is a specific nerdy card game.
Nice.
Him and I might start playing some Magic games.
Nice.
We started a conversation and then it just kind of ended. So the next time you talk to him, just be like, "Hey, did you talk to Chris yet?" Like,
yeah. Heard you and Chris were going to start up a game. What's up, man?
Yeah, like, come on. I thought you were serious. Yeah, that's funny. It. Yeah, no, he's a great dude. We honestly owe half of our exposure to your brand to him.
Yeah.
And then we actually got to meet him at KBF.
Such a sweetheart.
Yeah, and thank him for it. We're like, thanks for putting us onto it. Like, we wouldn't have ever known about this brand if your video didn't just get into our subconscious. Mm-hmm. And then one day we just check out this bottle on a shelf and we're like, hey, wait a minute. I heard that this is supposed to be like a cool brand. Like, let's try them out.
Too cool. That's way too cool.
Yeah. So we did ask for only about an hour and a half of your time. So we have about 3-ish minutes left. I'm going to see if we can do a rapid fire round here for some questions. Are there any other distilleries maybe that you're buddies with that you're impressed with and what they're doing that you'd like to call out?
Ooh, good question.
That is a great question. And I think what you'll find in the industry that most of the distilleries are we have such a great working relationship. The ops manager, you mentioned Larrikin earlier, the ops manager there, she used to be our sales rep in Kentucky, and she's moved over to Larrikin now, and nothing but high praise for her and everything they're doing there. And then just down the road, we've got Paul and Mary Beth at MB Rollin, and they've been doing their thing for several years now, and they're staying true to Prohibition style with white corn, and they're doing great work. And then across the border, we've got a really good relationship with Old Glory, and
they're great.
Matt. Yeah, Matt's a solid guy. He's been running their operation for quite some time. The owner down there, they're doing great work. We've been working with Sean McCormick at BH James. He's just up the road, and he's doing great work. And Kim and Tom at the Bard, they're just north of us just a bit. Salt of the earth people, like, just love them. They're just fun humans to be around. And then of course Boundary Oak, they're just up the road from us as well. And he's got all sorts of fun products that he's been putting out. But it's like we're just this kind of like tight knit community, and we all swap ideas and talk and share, and just trying to live the American dream, like supporting each other. That's what we're doing.
This is one that definitely sits near and dear to my heart. Do you have any plans for a hazmat?
Not intentionally, but every once in a while, like those 7839s we were talking about earlier, we had one that came out at 129 or something like that. Like it was up there, but we don't have any plans for a hazmat specifically. I think in order to achieve that in our climate, you'd have to take 125 off the still, probably put it into a smaller barrel, maybe a 25, or of 15, and you'd have to keep that thing hot. You'd have to probably put it in the Connex box
Yeah.
and just let
Shove it up at
burn.
the top floor.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
top
yeah.
floor.
Yeah, I would definitely love to see if we can taste one of your products at Hazmat. Like if it drinks this good at 125, Hazmat's got to be like dangerous. Like it's got to come with a disclaimer on the bottle.
It doesn't pour, it just chugs. It clunk, 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 clunk.
They're like, where did my glass go?
Yeah. As you pour it, it just immediately evaporates into
Yeah,
your
right,
system.
right.
And you're just like, whoo, I need to stop pouring this. Here's a nice comment. TJ or Bruzel was talking about Casey Jones being awesome while we are talking about Bruzel. The universe is harmonizing.
There we go. There we
That's
go.
beautiful. And then let's see if we can do one more here. Man, this is a very active chat today. I love it. I don't.
Cigar blend is an interesting one.
Oh yeah, any plans for a cigar blend? You guys have like a pseudo cigar blend already, don't you? Like
Yeah,
you
I
haven't
mean, you know,
labeled it that.
might be my naivete, but I mean, I think typically people talk about the Amburana finish being the cigar blend. Yes.
That kind of comes with the territory,
Yeah.
but it's not like
Yeah.
mutually exclusive.
Yeah. I mean, you guys would have to unpack what that would look like to me from your all's perspective. I mean, it's not something we've talked about specifically at the distillery, so
We can bring some good like cigar batches to you next time too.
yeah. But in general, it's just kind of the idea of multiple finishes in different casks and then kind of blending them together.
Gotcha,
Which
gotcha.
to some extent you guys have done that, and there is no technical like requirement, stipulation, jargon, whatever for what makes a cigar blend a thing. So I think by technicality, the anniversary edition, the 10th anniversary,
Possibly.
would
with the corn and cane and the
be
bourbon.
closest attempt right now.
Yeah.
But do you have any like plans to do any more of those like interesting, different like fortified wine finishes or like Armagnac, or even to go a step further and do like slow water reduction, like Petit O, like Nancy Fraley does?
Not at the moment. I mean, like we, the apricot wine. I think we've got an elderberry wine that we've got put up at the moment, which should be really good. We've done one of those in the past. We've got a couple of just generic red wines, and they're okay. They just need more time. We got a white wine, same deal. It just needs time. The Amburana has been a huge hit. The blends of the bourbon and barrel cut in the past have been really good. So definitely keep doing that in the future. But I mean, nothing on the radar that's super exotic yet. I've got a brand that I'm working with now. Name's Whiskey Odyssey, and he took some of our younger bourbon and actually finished it in a Islay Scotch cask. To give it a peated note to it, and we'll be launching that with him in the end of this month, actually. So that's kind of a different deal.
Okay,
that's
interesting.
Cool. Yeah, so it sounds like there's nothing but cool things on the horizon. I mean,
one every month.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we'll keep experimenting. You never know. I mean, we did a honey and maple at the end of last year. The maple was fantastic because it pulled a bunch of the char of the barrel into it. So it was like smoky maple. It was wild.
Nice.
And the honey was actually a double barrel cut finished in a honey cask. So the corn and cane.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The best way to describe it is it tasted like the bees made the whiskey. So it was not just honey, it was honeysuckle. It was floral and honey at the same time. When have you ever had that in a whiskey? Like, what the hell, man?
Right. Very
so
very
good.
rare.
Those bottles did not last.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I can't imagine they would.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Let's see. Nope. We are all caught up with questions here. Cody, I don't want to keep you any longer. You've given us a ton of your time. I really, really appreciate it, especially having the distillery schedule where these are your off hours. I appreciate you using them to
Honors mine,
help us generate content, show people how much we love your brand, and tell them why they should care about it. Maybe not so matter of fact, but like they should care about
they
your
should.
brand.
And I appreciate your power stance the entire time. And I know the audience did too.
This is actually my live stream studio setup, so I'm
Nice.
working on another little project here. So yeah.
Nice.
Very cool.
And this would be a good one to kind of sign off for. Thanks, Cody. Very humble, salt of the earth guy.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. It's very, very kind of you. Appreciate you immensely. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Cody. We'll be reaching out to you sometime in the near future about what our next barrel pick experience might look like, and some additional ideas that we'd like to run by you to see if maybe you could help fill in the gaps for some of the product lines that we'd love to see.
Yeah.
See if maybe
maybe a barrel pick and blend.
Oh yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, we're here for it.
I love it.
Thank you, Cody.
Thank you all. Appreciate
Have
you
a great
immensely.
night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. All right. What a fun time.
That was fun. That was so much information.
Yeah.
I feel like my brain was like starting to like overload with how much information I was getting.
Yeah, but it was good. Very good fun time. We I like this. Power stance worked. I'm intimidated into wanting more of their stuff. That's great.
I love it.
You guys have such a good sense of humor. I absolutely love it. Another great one here. Thanks, Cody. You represent the Casey Jones brand well. Appreciate you, Cody, and getting to know Casey Jones more. I mean, like, we loved the brand already, and then we were immediately won over by our trip. I mean, to willingly take on the care of, like, what was Semla back then? Like
He
5
was
months?
4 months old.
Like 4 months old.
Yeah.
And like making him an unofficial tour guide and like the people being like, oh yeah, no, don't worry about it. Like, just bring him in here. We'll take care of him. You want some water? You want a drink? You have an EV? You want to charge your car? Like,
Oh my God. I know. The minute we got in, they were like, oh, don't put those away. They're
Oh.
going to do the,
oh yeah, that's right. Sorry.
but we should swap this for the 4 green.
Okay.
Yeah, the minute we got in there, they were just so kind and instantly put a cocktail in our hand. And I was like, I've been driving for 7 hours, but this is okay.
Yeah. I think oh, there it is. I know where things are.
Yep.
But yeah, so really good people, really good brand, really honest. They're not your run-of-the-mill craft whiskey experience. They're definitely, in my opinion, a cut above. I mean, like right here, you just sold the brand for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They're great. They're great people. We're really happy that, not only did we have essentially a captive audience for this, our numbers for the viewers kind of stayed consistent, which for us is a great sign. That means you guys are actually engaged and listening, and you appreciate the information that's being shared here. And like we said, we clicked with Cody immediately.
Yeah.
He's just one of the best people we've met in the craft whiskey side of things. Just real good people.
Yeah. And if you know someone who is interested in getting into more craft brand, send this video over. I know it's like weird to watch live streams after they're live, but it's like watching a podcast, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And apparently we're good luck. Playing poker up 650 in the last hour.
Boom.
That's awesome. I will take 10% of your earnings, please.
Yes. $65.
Or just buy another barrel pick, please.
Or then YouTube can take our 30%.
Yeah, well, some days it feels like more.
I know, right?
This one, make plans to go see Casey Jones. Yes, absolutely. It is such a beautiful scenic route to get there. You have to literally drive through like tons of tobacco leaf fields.
It's pretty.
And like the clash of colors that you get with like the green on the trees, like you get this wide open sky with nothing around it. And then you just get straight up like yellowing and like brown tobacco leaves. It's just beautiful and amazing. And it really kind of set the tone for when we were arriving there. We're like, wow, like we really are like in the middle of nowhere. Like 7.5 hours is a long trip for anything, but we made it. We made it knowing that, yes, we made it knowing that at the end of the experience, we were going to have a good time. We were going to be with people that have already been the utmost hospitable, even on the phone before we even got there.
Yeah.
You're just like, what are your plans? What do you want? What should I give you? Is there anything specific you want? Like, just surprise us.
Yeah.
Give
Also,
us like a staple, like kind of grounding barrel that we can come back to and be like, okay, that's our like North Star. And then just go back to all the other cool experimental stuff.
Yeah. Shout out to Tony and Ron as well, who helped us pick the barrel. I mean, we just had like such a good crew the whole time that we were picking barrels, and I hope that as we continue to pick barrels, we can bring more folks with us as well.
Well, usually a maximum of 6, but we'll see.
Well, I meant like different people.
Oh, different different
not
groups
the
of
same
people.
group of people every
Well, I
time.
thought you meant like a larger group of people. I'd be like,
That
no,
would be awful.
That would be chaos. That's like when Bruzel did the pick the barrel thing, and everyone just had to like do slips of paper, and they had to close down the entire distillery. That'll be a cool idea, but I don't think we're at that level of exposure yet where people would be willing to make that trek. But you never know. We got a lot of Mona Lisa Saperstein in the comments here.
Money, please.
Money, please.
Money, please.
Well, yeah, this has been a fun time. We are at about 2 hours, so we should probably start to get into the giveaway here.
Giveaways. If you haven't put it into the comments already, hashtag bootlegger.
Yes.
Similar to our single barrel with the little bootlegger.
Yeah, side tangent on that. We actually had somebody in the comments saying that like they have family from Hopkinsville, and one of their like great like I think it was like their 2 generations removed cousin or something like that was actually related to Al Capone. So their family knew the Joneses, and I was like, that's kind of crazy. And they're like, I'm buying your bottle just for that reason alone. I was like, I hope you like it. Like that's amazing, but you should probably try it first. Like, nope, I'm buying it. It's part of my family. And that's honestly what Casey Jones brings to the table. Family, tradition, and white hot history of bootlegging.
Bootlegging.
All right, so I'm going to give this about 4 or 3 more minutes here. Maybe we open up the Heaven Hill while we're waiting. We should probably do new glasses also.
What if I just dropped it while I was picking it up?
I think about that every time I pour whiskey now. I'm like, what would happen if I just dropped this?
It's funny because like I've never dropped a bottle, but I drop my phone on the ground constantly.
Well, that's different.
I'll just like forget it's in my hands, you know?
Yeah, I get that vibe. This case is a little weird though. The inset's like perfect, so there's no space to slip your finger underneath. Oh,
ugly.
Interesting. They hid the tab underneath the paper.
Oh, I thought there was something wrong with it.
Well, depends on what your definition of wrong is. Do you want to go through the comments while I do this?
Sure. Okay. Lots of bootleggers. You're right. Okay.
What's that right there is Italian?
Yeah, that right there is. I mean, he's not wrong. It's me. Oh man. Yeah. I feel like, yeah, thank you so much. Tonight was a great stream. I definitely need glasses because reading this
you
is
do this.
difficult.
I think I pressed it in a little too far, so I need you to use your nails to get it out of there.
No.
What else?
Yeah, you cut into
Oh,
it.
there we go. That was me. I did try it, even though I was getting it anyway, and it's amazing. Appreciate you, Christy. Thank you so much. That comment really kind of blew me away. I was like, wow, we're connecting generations of people through a bottle of whiskey. It's not every day that you get to do that unless you're, I don't know, a Kentucky Colonel.
I'm working on it. I have to ask King Bourbon.
Yeah, Kat does have family from Kentucky, so we could potentially get her a Kentucky colonelship.
And I could be a squire and a colonel. That would be the whiskey. It's not a trifecta, but what would just 2 things be? I don't know how to open this.
Duality? Yeah, so far the only miss that I see on this is the foil presentation for this one.
There's like no tab to like.
Yeah, it was hidden under the paper. I think by cutting it I made it worse.
Do you want to tell the folks what they're getting?
Oh yeah. Should we? We're not putting the Eclipse in this one.
The Eclipse was right there.
Oh, I'm blind. The single barrel.
Single barrel's right there.
The black label.
Just these 4.
Okay.
This is the black label.
It's fine. Anyways, so for this lineup, you're getting all 4 expressions of the Casey Jones lineup that we have on the counter here. This is going to be the 4-grain with the Bloody Butcher corn, wheat, rye, and yellow corn. This is our new Casey Jones pick, which is selling like hotcakes. I think we only have maybe 4 cases left of it. Once it's gone, it's gone. And then next up is the Total Eclipse, which is the kind of pecan flavored one. It's really, really good.
It's so good.
This is a 4-grain, a more traditional 4-grain. Yellow corn is 75, 10% wheat, 10% rye, and 5% malted barley. And then last, the corn and cane, double barrel cut. Oh, there we go.
Oh, that was a good one.
That's why I had to be quiet. I was like, we need to hear this pop. All right. Ooh, that's a nose.
That is a nose.
We still have, looks like we're just at time here. So we are going to share the screen here. There we go.
Good luck, everyone.
All right. So
71 entries.
I know, right?
Man.
We're doing just 1 pack.
Let's do 2 packs.
Let's do 2. So we get a first prize and a runner-up prize. Secret is you both get the same prize. And the first one is going to watch. It's Clint Hart again.
I didn't see Clint.
I saw him. We got Mauricio.
Oh, nice. Are you still in the chat?
Is Mauricio still out there?
Just found if you could hear me.
Answering some of these other questions. Yes, it is still at Royal, not at 59. For whatever reason, they didn't get it. Then what does the Squire rank get you? We do get access to some exclusive events. And then also, I think there's occasional like other perks that you get. I don't know the full extent of it. I'm just happy to get the thing that I just learned about this year.
And 1 inch of land.
Do you see me now?
I see.
Mauricio, are you still in here? Scenic, reach out to us at our email. We'll see if we can find a way to get something to your market. It is linked on our profile, but if you can't find it, it is bondingoverbourbonpodcast@gmail.com. So we're going to give Mauricio another second here, and then we may have to just pass on to the next person to win the first prize. Also, would somebody mind posting the Royal link again, please? It's probably buried in the comments.
This is oddly savory on the nose.
Yeah, I would agree. Let me temporarily remove that. Yeah, this does have a nice like savoriness on the nose. It's kind of bready.
It is bready.
There we go. We got the link right here. Thank you, Wesley. I appreciate you.
Should we go on to the next book?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go. Boom. Send me a. You got me right when I took a sip.
Oh my God.
pondingoverbourbonpodcast@gmail.com with your address, and we will send that over to you.
Yeah. Mauricio, I think you're going to be very pleasantly surprised
All of these are
this whole
bangers.
product line. Yeah, they're absolutely bangers. All right, so we have a second prize. Let's go to the giveaway.
Giveaway.
Last chance here. That is bootlegger in all caps with a hashtag in front. Hashtag bootlegger. I will give it 30 more seconds while we enjoy this Heaven Hill.
It's very lovely.
Yeah.
Has a nice nose.
It was definitely a little on the oilier side, just
Mhm.
like somebody mentioned in the comments. I'm actually pretty happy with this one.
Very oily.
Somebody said in our comments today that they got it at Costco for $100, and I'm like, well, good for you.
Ew. I wish I could be at Costco when it wasn't convenient to me.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Squire's house.
I did know about the Squire's house.
I get to squat at the Squire house.
Yeah, we live there now.
We lived there rent free 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, prize number 2, the lucky winner is Ooh, Night Method.
Night Method. Let us know if you're in the chat.
Costco, California, probably. Yeah. People from California tend to forget that they're from California. So they'll be like, oh, I got it for half of what you pay. And I'm like, well, good for you.
Everything else is more expensive in California, so
That's fair.
I feel like it's a little fair.
The cost of housing is more expensive. The trade-off is you can drink the the frustration away. So Night Method did respond here.
Congratulations, Night Method.
Once again, that is bondingoverbourbonpodcast@gmail.com. Ooh. Well, your drooling will come to a close soon, at least until you try it. But yeah, I know that we do have your information already, but just send us the reminder. We need that ADHD call out in our inbox, so that way we know how to get it to you. Did you see my message? What?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, we got you.
Just send me an email.
Ooh, yeah, I saw the announcement right before we started. Apparently there's a flash flood warning.
Oh gosh.
So we'll see if everything's flooded in our backyard now.
I moved all the sticks off of the drain before coming in here, but I'm sure it's awful.
Yeah. Fun live stream. Even if I was late, I was on grandpa duty.
Aw, cute.
Yeah, family comes first. That's what Casey Jones taught us.
Yeah, you can just start giving the baby a little bit of bourbon.
Hey, wait. This is not intended to be advice.
Bonding over bourbon with every member.
Oh boy.
No?
In time. Just like whiskey needs time to age in a barrel, you need time to grow up and develop a palate and appreciate it. According to your local laws. All right, so this has been a fun one. We're gonna call it here and give you all back the rest of your Roberts before Robert.
Oh, I see Tom Morrow in the chat too.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Tom. Thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you had as much fun as we did, and I feel like my brain needs to go rot on the couch for a little while because I learned way too much.
Yeah, absolutely. CJ, another great live stream. I love seeing these getting bigger and bigger. I'll see you guys this weekend. Yeah, we're going to be at the A&S Spirits raffle that's happening this week. If you are a frequent shopper there and you haven't received a text message yet, you're probably not placed in the lineup. But if you are placed in the lineup, we will see you there this Saturday. And
bright and early.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love the huge wall of sign-offs here. I'm gonna have to get used to that.
Oh.
But thank you again so much, everyone, for joining us. I am Chris.
I'm Kat.
We are Bonding Over Bourbon, and we will catch you next time.